Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat English News. I'm Eman Omar. A group of Muslims on Thursday urged the Telangana government to allow residents to hold nikah ceremonies at the Shahi Masjid Baghayam in Nampalli, where COVID-19 restrictions remain in place although the second wave has receded. Nikahs mostly take place in mosques, but due to the COVID-19 restrictions, they have been closed and worshippers' entry was limited to prayer offerings only. A relative of the bride have said that they were not given permission by mosque authorities, citing COVID-19 criteria, but objected as the lockdown has been lifted. Sayyid Shakir, a Qazi who performs the nikah, told the media that there should not be any restrictions in mosques for the marriage contract. An official of the Minority Welfare Department, Muhammad Qasim, told the Times of India that gatherings are still not allowed inside the Baghaya Mosque due to the pandemic. Health Director Srinivas Rao on Thursday said that there is no proof of third wave of corona cases in the state. He informed press persons that there is no need of worry on the third wave. The second wave of the pandemic of corona is totally under control. So far, 1.2 crore people were got vaccinated in Telangana state. All the people will get vaccinated to check virus spread, and half of the population were given coronavirus shots. The corona cases and deaths were drastically reduced in Telangana state, he claimed. This is due to more measures by providing adequate vaccines, medical oxygen, facilities, medicines in all the hospitals. The government under guidance of Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao is able to bring down corona cases and fatalities. Vaccination drive will go on continuously in the state to give vaccines to all the people, the official have added. Almost 50% people in the state have got their vaccine doses and 30 lakhs of people have taken the second dose of the vaccines in a month. It is planned to give second dose of vaccine to 30 lakhs people from 15th of July to 15th of August. Telangana's Industry and Information Technology Minister K.T. Rama Rao has provided 2.5 lakh rupees to the family of Aishwarya Reddy, a student who committed suicide as she could not afford education. Aishwarya was a native of Shadnagar and was pursuing her education from Lady Shri Ram College in New Delhi. She committed suicide in November last year due to a lack of funds to pursue her online education during the COVID lockdown. When this incident was brought to the notice of K. Tarak Rama Rao, he immediately responded and assured to support the family. Acting on humanitarian grounds, he extended monetary support. Family members of the student on Thursday met the minister. After inquiring about their well-being, the minister, in his personal capacity, donated an amount of 2.5 lakh rupees to the family and also assured to provide a house under the state government's two-bedroom hall kitchen dignity housing scheme. A new variety of jamun or black plum developed by the Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture in Lucknow is now being exported to London. Jamwant, a special variety of black plum having more than 90% of flesh, was cultivated by farmers in Bittur, Kanpur and is now on the export list. Central Institute of Subtropical Horticulture Director Shailendra Rajan said in court, "It is a big breakthrough and it is the medicinal properties of jamun that has made it so popular. In fact, it is categorized as exotic in the European market." The director said that the first batch of the fruit was sent in the first week of June by the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. It has anti-diabetic properties, contains high level of vitamin C and antioxidants, as well as bioactive compounds beneficial for the human health. The bioactive compounds help in the improvement of heart health, digestion and gum health. Around 73 doctors, nurses who were stranded in India were allowed to travel to the United Arab Emirates with special approval from Dubai Health Authority, Aster DM Foundation said on Thursday. After the green signal given by the DHA, a total of 73 health workers split into two groups left for the United Arab Emirates on Wednesday. Among the total 250 medical staff from Aster hospitals and clinics who are stranded in India due to the flight ban, this was the first batch of doctors and nurses and paramedics who were able to return. In order to travel safely with all COVID-19 safety measures in place, the group of 73 people was split into two parts and transported in two special Emirates flights that landed at Dubai International Airport in the early hours of Wednesday. Jehan Sadat, who was 87 years old and widow of former Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, the first Arab leader to make peace with Israel, died in Egypt on Friday, the country's state news agency MENA have reported. In recent weeks, the local media reported that Jahan Sadat had been in an Egyptian hospital and battling cancer. Last year, Jahan Sadat received medical treatment in the United States, but shortly after she returned home, her condition had deteriorated. Her family had told the local press. No further details about her illness were made available. On Friday, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's office mourned Jahan Sadat as a role model for Egyptian women, granted her a prestigious national award, and announced the naming of a key highway in Cairo after her. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board has condoled the death of actor Dilip Kumar. All India Muslim Personal Law Board Secretary and spokesperson Maulana Sajjad Nomani said he had sought forgiveness for the soul of the popular actor. In a voice message, the senior cleric said he had been asked to be a part of the Namaz-e-Janaza of the actor in Mumbai, but could not do so because of health issues and prior engagements. It is a rare instance where the All India Personal Law Board has officially condoled the demise of an actor. That's it for today. Thank you, viewers.